Deivid Silva versus Gabriel Medina, your current Jeep ratings leader. And what we just saw in the women's quarterfinal, well, if that's any indication of what we're about to see now, buckle up. You're in for a wild ride. One of the best aerialists in the planet, Deivid Silva, a wily competitor. He will go beyond vertical if given the opportunity. And let's kick it off with Gabriel Medina coming around the corner on a frothy one. Going to set things up for the midsection of this wave. This is a Cobra coiled, ready to strike. Great combination right there for Medina. Another third hammer. A fourth. And that right there is something you don't see every day. Gabriel Medina making a big mistake on his final turn.
His surfing, incredible. As we see Gabi's first ride. This came in at a 4.67. ¿Por qué, you might say? Well, wave backed off to the midsection, and you're going to see a small, unusual mistake from the man from Maresias. But before that mistake, there was incredible surfing. That second to last turn.
Stephanie Gilmore relieved, excited, and ready for the upcoming WSL Finals. The Rip Curl WSL Finals will go down this September, and Stephanie Gilmore will be there along with Carissa Moore, Sally Fitzgibbons, and a few more names to drop before the end of this event. But speaking of dropping hammers, Deivid Silva, he is absolutely throwing haymakers. His backhand has always been vicious. Right there, he was able to unleash 3 in a row. And can he complete the end? He does not. Similar run to Gabriel Medina's first wave, where he got a 4.67 that the judge is going to throw out there for Deivid Silva.
And David, if you actually look at it from this angle, the turns in which he connects with the lip, these were cutbacks. Have a look at this turn right here. Spray goes up and above and past the actual TV frame that you're watching. That's more than 10 feet from where the tail of his board is. Incredible power. And there, a little bit of backwash. Just, you don't see him enough. But when you give him that canvas, he is so spicy. Let's have a look, another look at Gabi's first ride.
That was my favorite thing you've said all week long. Thank you for that, Kelly Carranza, and you're absolutely right. They both have the ability to throw 100 feet of spray. I'm going to give the air game, of course, to Gabriel Medina, the best aerialist on the planet, or at least tied for that title. One thing, though, we haven't seen Gabriel take to the air as much as we're used to seeing is Deivid Silva now. He doesn't need to take to the air because he's filled the air with water. 3 huge power gaps on his backhand. Little carve there, setting things up back into the whitewater. You know, he's assessing what's happening for the rest of this wave down the line, falling or stalling in the foam, waiting for this wave to provide. It does. Quick snap there. Almost looked like he was going for the layback barrel. Now he body surfs his way off of that wave. A couple great turns out the back for Deivid Silva.
Quickly think about what he could do on that lip as we see Deivid Silva. Notice how he's quicker on the transition from bottom turn to top turn. Wave a little bit flat. Major difference between Gabi's last ride and Deivid Silva's ride that you're seeing on screen is the mistakes on the inside section. You mentioned him sitting on the tail of his board, trying to stall it, and there, just no floater, no barrel, no turn on the inside section. As we see Gabi up and riding out the back, our Jeep leader, yellow jersey, doing damage at Barra.
2 big turns for Medina there. I mean, this is just machine-like. All his turns have that similar look. The wind-up powers that Bianca surfboard up into the lip. I mean, you can just tell he has such great timing that midway through a turn, he's already thinking, maybe I can do an air on the next section. No, okay, no, I'll just do a big power turn. Completed that way from beginning to end. Finals just around the corner. And the final 5 is getting loaded with talent. Gabriel Medina is in that final 5. He will be competing at the Rip Curl WSL Finals coming up this September.
We were talking about this wave from Gabi where he coils up and does very similar maneuvers. We saw a quick in and out there from Deivid Silva.
Chris Cote here with Kelly Carranza. We're in quarterfinal heat number 1.
Goodness!
Deivid Silva versus Gabriel Medina. And right now, Deivid Silva is taking your current Jeep leader to task. He needs a 5.52 to get in that top spot. So far, the only thing that has hindered his ability to get up into the excellent scoring range is the finishing maneuver.
Come on, David.
He's got more on this wave. I would say he has a slight edge in the speed department. And right there, the big finish. What a matchup. This wave right here, mind-blowing. Deivid Silva is ripping.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find words to describe the surfing that he did on that outside section. 2 big blasts. If you've just tuned in and haven't watched the previous heats from David, you'd be surprised, but actually we are not. Tail free through the midsection of the wave, or a section I should say, that usually falls asleep. And look at that giant blast, free falls. Yes, of course, claim it. I think he put,
did he say 9 or 10?
I think he put 9 fingers up in the air. He knew a 10 is very difficult to catch. Let's watch it again in slow-mo.
He's not greedy.
Left hand says 5. He broke his favorite board on the last free surf of the afternoon before the event started. And now he's in the quarterfinal, so maybe a good thing as we see Gabi.
Well, this guy has crushed many dreams before in the past, and he's doing it right now. Gabriel Medina on the back end. That one vicious turn out the back is a big point getter. But he's got more to come here on the inside section. You can tell. You see what he's hunting for. Waiting for this wave to build up. Patience. You know, he's getting some speed. Snap there. Another connecting the dots. The wave not quite offering him much, but spoke too soon. Gabriel Medina. Failure to land on that backside 360. He goes down. That was a great wave, but the excitement that David showed us on the previous wave definitely overshadowed that last effort from Medina.
For Gabi Medina, as he was trying to do something out of the ordinary on that inside section. The outside, this maneuver, the money turn by miles. So quick, rapid fire. Midsection of the wave, Chris, really sleepy. And we talk about, you know, the different facets that this wave has, the different tides and how it hugs 2 different banks. Sometimes, you know, choosing that outside bank. We are looking at an incoming tide, high tide, in about an hour and a half, 5:20 local time. And that is why that wave is getting a little bit more juicy and a little bit more exciting on that inside section. That being said, we talk about how good he is in competing. Opens up his stance, tried to do something radical, knowing that that wave through the midsection didn't really give it to him.
That turn right there was a stunner.
8 to 12 strokes, but actually lost a good 20 meters as we see David up and riding again.
David's back. He's fired up. That number got his juices flowing. Medina's score comes through 6.47. So now Silva needs to keep the pedal to the metal and tighten his grip on this heat. Saving it up for this inside section. Quick vertical snap right there. A little freestyle, fin free surfing right there. Big turn. Can he make it? He does, adding the dramatic flair with the airdrop after the turn with the Wolverine claim. Deivid Silva.
You can't help but you're so excited for David. He hasn't gotten those results. He's finally surfing and putting heats together, not falling, making smart decisions, learning from his mistakes while being in a heat. He didn't finish on the first couple of waves, getting a 0.43 and a 5.33. This time, working his way all the way to the inside. A little bit different. Didn't get those big open faces to connect with the lip on the outside, but he gets something really interesting here. Look at this inside section, Chris. Just a big blast, landing, free fall, disappears, and then Wolverine saying, hey, I think I got this against Gabi. Look at the turn. His right hand pretty much entirely placed on the surfboard. That really shows you how compressed he got as he got up into the lift. Nowhere near getting that excellent ride, so he's going to be patient. 2 minutes to go. He's paddling for this one.
Here we go. Medina powers activate, deep bottom turn, straight up and under the lip. Free fall drop, but Gabriel Medina getting caught behind. Can he make it back onto the open face?
Of course he can. Of course he
You're
can.
right. You're right. You're right. Excuse me. Gabriel Medina's back in action. Big tail whipping reverse, throwing the tail out of the back of the wave, fighting for an 8.67. So far, pretty good, but that area of the wave where he got caught behind definitely going to hinder this score. Can he do a big air to finish this wave? He's pausing for it, looking for the ramp. He gets it. Can he make it? He cannot. Gabriel Medina, failure to land on a textbook backside air for him. Ages.
Well, that big maneuver on the outside was very, very difficult. Somehow, on his backhand, which is not an easy thing to do, he leans on his heel side enough to make it around that section. A beautiful, crazy reverse on a very tricky section. Gabby, knowing that he needed to do something massive. Some surfers do 7 to 8 turns at Barra. Gabby has done 2 so far, but they're quality maneuvers. He knew he needed to do something crazy. He does, only doesn't ride out standing on his surfboard. This looks to be the biggest moment in Deivid Silva's career, taking out the world #1. We talk about nerves, Chris. I'm nervous, you're nervous. Gabby Medina's partner on the beach for sure is nervous, but everyone rooting for Deivid Silva must be just hoping that time just flies by here in Mexico, where usually it goes really, really slow.
Well, that was a huge victory for young Deivid Silva. You see him celebrating on his way in. Gabriel Medina out of competition. Deivid Silva into the semifinals. We've got more action to come. Leonardo Fioravanti versus Connor Coffin coming up next. You're watching the Corona Open Mexico presented by Quiksilver. We'll be right back.